The unspoken rules, 5 reasons you're not getting hired that no one tells you. There are 5 uncomfortable truths that are likely sabotaging your efforts without you even realizing it. Ignoring them is costing you jobs. Understanding them, that's how you finally get hired. Now let's break them down right now. Number 1, your application materials, your resume, your cover letter, are probably weaker than you realize. See, you put a lot of effort into your resume, or feel your experience should speak for itself. And it's hard to hear that what you've produced and what you spent a lot of time on, it's not compelling, poorly formatted, isn't keyword optimized for the applicant tracking system, the ATS, or doesn't effectively market you for a specific role that you want. If the resume and cover letter does not make an immediate, strong impression and clearly aligns with the job description, you often don't get past the initial screening. And we all know that's the ATS. Generic, poorly targeted, or error-filled materials are a fast track to rejection. So how do you fix this? At the very least, ensure your resume matches what the employer is looking for in a candidate, and spend quality time with your resume like it's a newborn baby. Number 2, likability and perceived cultural fit can override qualifications. I get it. You rightly believe your skills and experience should be the primary factors. It can feel unfair or arbitrary that personality, perceived team fit, or even how much the interviewer clicks with you can be deciding factors. Sometimes this prevents a candidate who is slightly more qualified on paper from being considered for the role. Here's the thing. Companies hire people, not just skill sets. If you're one of those people and you come across as arrogant, negative, maybe seeming a little difficult to work with, or just simply doesn't gel with the team dynamic during an interview, your qualifications might not be enough. Hiring managers are assessing risk, and a perceived poor fit is a big risk. How do you fix this? Make sure the company and the role is a good fit for you before you apply and before you interview. Number 3, networking is not just an optional extra. It's how a vast number of roles are filled, especially the good ones. You may dislike networking and find it inauthentic or awkward, but it's something you have to do. You prefer to get a job based solely on your merit, which is fine, but you still have to network. See, the thing is, a significant percentage of jobs are filled through referrals or are never even publicly advertised. This is what they call the hidden job market. Now, let me talk about this hidden job market real quick, because this is something I think you might be overlooking. So I want to make sure you get this. There are jobs out there, despite what you may think. The only time I would agree with someone who says I can't find a job is if they're in a location where there just aren't enough jobs in the field that they're qualified. Then I understand. Some counties, some locations just won't have those jobs. I get it. But here's the hidden job market. A job comes available. It's not paying what you want. You need to pay the bills, and you decide you're not going to take the job. Another person decides, I'm going to take this job. They get their foot in the door, and you know what happens when you get your foot in a door? Is you now have access to those hidden jobs. For example, internal job listings that are not available to the public, and now you can apply for those jobs. So yes, where you started, and it might be low, it's not where you want to start. No one says you have to stay there. Keep that in mind. But remember, there's the hidden job market. And then you have to ask yourself, am I relying solely on online job boards? Because if so, that means I'm missing out on a huge pool of opportunities. And of course, you are lacking the powerful advantage of an internal advocate. So how do you fix this problem? Identify someone who is doing exactly what you want to do. And just ask them if you can touch base with them every now and again to ask questions when you get stuck on something. Most people will say yes. I have people reach out to me all the time, say, hey, I'm stuck on this. Can you help me? I'll take 5-10 minutes and go, okay, what's the problem? And I help them. And you know what? They're networking, but they don't think they're networking, but they are. Number 4, taking rejection personally is actively sabotaging your next opportunity. Okay, rejection. It stings. It feels horrible. But it's natural for you to feel disappointed or to even question your abilities. However, internalizing every no as a reflection of your total worth is a tough pill to swallow. Dwelling on past rejections can erode your confidence, lead to a negative mindset that interviewers can really pick up on, and prevent objective analysis of what could be improved. Each opportunity is new. Carrying baggage from one previous job interview to another makes it harder to present your best self. It also prevents you from seeing rejections as sometimes being about factors entirely outside of your control. Maybe they hired an internal candidate. Maybe there was budget cuts. Doesn't necessarily mean you're not qualified. And finally, number 5, the job market doesn't owe you anything regardless of your past credentials or how hard you have worked. After years of education, gaining experience, or achieving past successes, it can be very frustrating to feel like you're starting over or that your value isn't being immediately recognized. You know, you give this sense of, I deserve this job. And it's hard to shake because you know what you bring to the table. But the thing is, this mindset can lead to unrealistic expectations about salary or the role level, a reluctance to tailor applications for roles that might seem beneath you but are a foot in the door, like I mentioned earlier. An attitude that interviewers can perceive as entitlement. The market dictates demand, and you need to demonstrate how what you possess meets the current needs of the employer. This is where many people, including yourself, may fall short because the market dictates demand, meaning the market is looking for something. And if you have what they're looking for, you will not have any problems getting a job. The biggest thing you have going on right now is AI. If you legitimately know and understand AI and how to use it effectively to serve as your assistant, then when you present that and you can showcase that, I don't know anybody on the planet who would not hire you. I really don't. But if you have no knowledge of it and they're looking for that, why should they hire you? Because the market dictates demand. And if you can't demonstrate how what you possess meets that demand, you should not get the job because they won't benefit from hiring you in the way that they feel they should. Tough pill to swallow. But I tell all my clients that. It's like, no one cares who you are. No one really cares what you bring to the table until they see how they will benefit from it. It's hard to accept these realities, okay? I've had to deal with them myself. But as difficult as they are to hear, hearing it allows you to shift strategies, manage expectations and approach the job search with a little more resilience. And it helps you to become more effective as you move forward. So I hope these 5 items, tough items, have opened your eyes, caused you to take a step back, and just make you rethink your strategies. Jobs are out there. Yes, people are losing jobs. Yes, industries are being transformed. But guess what? There's always been change. Change happens with or without us. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you willing to adapt, pivot, and change to accommodate the times that we're in or not? That's up to you. It's your choice.